welcome back to season 2 of Just Kickin It podcast with your favorite bishop, Bishop Princess Dobbins. I am back. I am excited, and I have a co-host that will be on this season moving forward with me, none other than Vonda Evans, into the forefront where they can get set free.
And let me say what it was. It's a silent scream.
Woo, I like that.
Only the people that are close to you can hear it.
That's good.
And what happens is you date the same man in different ages, races, size, but the criterion is the same. Unavailable, successful, got a little street to him. And let me tell you, it is a prescription for the unicorn. Everybody like to dream about them, but you can't find them.
All right, I like that. Okay.
And what I had to do was say, what's wrong with this scenario? And I had to check myself before I wreck myself.
I like that. That's good. That's good. You know what? I kind of have some of the same background, especially when I was younger. When I was younger, I grew up in a household that started off with a 2-parent household, right? But by the time I was 8 or 9 years old, that household was divided. There was a divorce that happened. Parents were separated. So I didn't grow up until I got maybe in my teenage years where my mother remarried and we became another 2-whole household with her and my siblings. But through that, I saw my mother be a single mother. I saw my mother struggle. I saw my mother go back to school so that she could take care of her children and be successful. But in that, I also saw some negative men that was in and out of her life, like negative dating, men that was not attentive to us. They was into my mother, but really didn't want to be attentive to the children. And I believe that our audience that's watching, some of you are probably experiencing the same thing. But one thing that I did find out, and one thing my mother did teach me, she said, let me tell you something. You never put nobody, no man in front of your kids or over your kids if they're not going to respect your kids. They don't have to love them, but they have to respect them. And you have to respect who I bring into the house as well, right? So what I found out at an early age is that dating wasn't everything that it seemed to be. So I had to go through my own challenges, go through my own experiences. My father was a pimp. Okay, I'm just going to put it out there.
Okay.
My father was a player. He was a hustler. He ran women. He ran money. He did it all, right? Before he was converted, before he came to be Christ. This was BC, before Christ. So I saw all of the street. And so just like you, I was attracted to the street guy. If you didn't have your hat turned to the back, if you didn't have a Timbo on, and if you weren't rocking a big Donkey Kong chain, I didn't want to be bothered with you, okay? But as you grow, you mature, and you learn better. I used to hear the seasoned women say, as you get older, you learn better. You what? You do better, right? So now I'm in a season to where I am trying to do better.
And one of the things is that I've always believed that God gives his greatest challenges to his strongest witnesses. In my life, I used to say, why me, God? Why are you doing this? Why can't I be married? Why am I? And I had to realize that what he was developing in me was character, but also a testimony to share with women and say, listen, guess what? Just because you're not in a successful relationship yet, it's okay to heal. It's okay to be alone. It is okay to grow, because as you're doing that,
that's right,
you are elevating your standards. See, the man that I used to dream of, when I see him, he don't even come up on my radar, because I know that I have outgrown that man. Although I am attracted to that man, I know that man ain't good for me. As my granddaddy used to say, everything that ain't good to you ain't good for you.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
And I had to understand that, even candy make you sick if you eat too much.
If you eat too much of it.
And so now I'm at the point where I am really redefining what's important, and being able to have you as a role model to say, you know what, I don't have to sacrifice, I don't have to compromise to the point that I lose me.
That's it.
And I said, who is that?
That's it. Absolutely.
Because you try to be like everybody else, you'll lose you, and you won't like you.
That's it. You hit that right on key. Also, I want to talk about, because I am married and because Vonda is single, we bring 2 different perspectives. I once was single, but in my singleness, I dated guys that maybe I should not. I've dated guys that was really a waste of time because of what I saw growing up. And so, just like my audience today, you might have been around, parents or family members that did not show positive relationships. What you have to do is you have to begin to find out through the Word of God and through other people that can be examples of what a positive relationship is. Because I know this, you become a product of your environment. If you grow up in chaos, if you grow up and it's always confusion, it's always drama or arguing or always back and forth, you begin to think that is normal and is not. God wants us to have peace. He wants us to live in peace. He wants us to have some fun. There will be disagreements in marriage. I'm married, but there's a way to disagree. We don't have to disagree and lose ourselves, lose our character